Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In case you're new, consider subscribing to my channel for more content on health, family, lifestyle, and everything in between. Well, September is Suicide Prevention Awareness Month, and that's what you're going to talk about today. But before that, I'd like to put a disclaimer. One, I'm not a medical professional or a licensed healthcare provider. The information and health stories shared here, they're basically for informational and educational purposes only and are based on personal experiences and general research. Yeah, so that's a disclaimer that you need to know. I'm just an advocate of health awareness and I strive to provide useful insights matters health. So, in case maybe you feel like there's something that needs clarification, please consult with a qualified healthcare provider for personalized medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Throughout this month, we join communities and organizations around the world to raise awareness about suicide prevention and mental health. The main goal is to promote understanding of mental health issues, share resources for support, and encourage people to reach out for help if they or someone they know is struggling with suicidal thoughts. Allow me share a brief history of how we started creating awareness on suicide prevention. So Suicide Prevention Awareness Month began in 2003 as part of the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline efforts to provide a national focus on suicide prevention. It has since grown into a broader campaign involving many organizations and communities coming in hand to help. Each year, various organizations may focus on different themes or aspects of suicide prevention. Activities often include educational events, community walks, and social media campaigns to spread awareness on the theme. Many organizations also use the month to highlight personal stories of hope and recovery. And this year, the theme is changing the narrative on suicide with the call to action, start the conversation. This theme aims to raise awareness about the importance of reducing stigma that comes with it. So, as we create awareness on suicide prevention, it is important for you to understand that the goal is to spread hope, share vital resources, and encourage open conversations. It's about understanding the signs, knowing where to find help, and supporting one another. Support is very vital, and one might ask themselves, how do I get involved? Number one, you need to educate yourself and others. That is to say, learn about the signs of suicide risks and share this information with friends and family because you never know what someone is going through. Yeah, you have to be kind to one another. You have to be kind also with the choice of words that you project out there to people because somebody is going through something that you do not know. So educate yourself and others. Number two, participate in events. You can join the local or virtual events and activities related to suicide prevention awareness month because once you understand it, it will be easier for you to spread this gospel. Number three, support organization. That is to say, you consider donating to or rather volunteering with organizations that focus on mental health and suicide prevention. And lastly, promote those conversations. Encourage open and honest discussions about mental health to reduce the stigma and encourage people to seek for help because people are battling a lot and they don't share it. So encourage open conversations. According to the World Health Organization, statistics indicate that an estimated 700,000 people die by suicide annually. As a lower middle income country, Kenya shares in the 77 global burden of suicides that happen in countries with such economies. According to the World Bank, Kenya's suicide mortality rate stands at 6 people per 100,000 persons. Lately, various stakeholders have raised concerns over the increase in suicide cases in the country. So one might ask him or herself, what are some of the signs that one is contemplating suicide? You have to know that recognizing that someone may be considering suicide can be uniquely challenging. Some people will display external signs that they are at risk or will be vocal about their considerations. Others make an effort to conceal their suicidal ideation and hide their intentions from others. Because it is impossible to know what's going on in another person's head, anyone who sees one of the following warnings that I'm about to share or simply suspect that their loved one may be thinking of suicide, absent, or any of the below should ask. The following are some of the signs to that help one is contemplating suicide. Number one, when one talks about feeling hopeless, worthless, trapped, or like he has no reason to keep living. Number two is makes a will or rather gives away people personal possessions or tries to get her affairs in order. That is a sign that one is contemplating suicide. Sleeps too much or too little, it's another sign. You can either eat too much or too little, it's another sign. And then other signs are also like signs of despair, or you feel like you have like significant mood swings. Sometimes you act agitated, you're anxious, you're very aggressive, you avoid other people, including your loved ones, you spend more time than usual alone. You just isolate yourself. You do not want to be surrounded by people. Sometimes you behave recklessly. It's another sign that you might be contemplating suicide. And again, when you drink excessive alcohol or use drugs excessively, it's another sign that you're contemplating suicide. And then if you have also like attempted suicide or rather demonstrated suicidal behavior in the past, it's an indicator that you're contemplating suicide. Other signs are searches for means to harm himself or herself, such as how to buy a gun or access dangerous medication. It's another indicator that one is contemplating suicide. Another sign can be has experienced a severe life stressor recently, such as the death of a spouse, the loss of a job, or a traumatic event. Suicidal intentions ain't always obvious to the untrained eye, especially among those who endeavor to keep them hidden. However, there are many outward signals that someone is thinking of suicide, and becoming familiar with common signs, especially the subtler ones, can help someone identify a loved one who may be at risk. As we wind up, if you or someone you know is struggling with suicidal thoughts, there are resources available such as suicide hotlines, crisis centers, or local authorities, and they're the best resources in an immediate crisis. Once the immediate danger has passed, seeking help from a trained mental health profession is the best approach to manage suicidal ideation over the long term. So allow me share the charitable initiatives, especially here in Kenya, that help or rather that offer suicide prevention support. Number one, we have the Befriend Us Kenya. It is a charitable initiative that offers suicidal prevention support. The organization achieves this by offering free psychological support to the people in distress and thus at the risk of dying by suicide. Beyond offering psychological support, the organization, which is run by volunteers and funded by well wishers, also creates awareness on suicide among members of the society. Through the awareness creation, Befrienders Kenya seek to reduce stigma surrounding suicide. So, in case you need some help, here is the helpline number for Befrienders Kenya: 0722 178 177. Another helpline center is Nisikize. Nisikize is a Swahili term for listen to me. It is an entity that runs a 24-hour call center offering counseling services to people in distress. Besides these, the organization also offers face-to-face and individual group sessions to persons living with long-term health challenges and those dealing with trauma, as well as teenagers and persons struggling with substance abuse. Nisikize Suicide Prevention Helpline, it's 0900 620 800. The organization can also be reached on 0718 227 440. There are lots of organizations that offer resources available to people who are struggling, or rather who are contemplating to commit suicide. Those are just a few, but to mention. So thank you so much. And you just have to know, by participating in Suicide Prevention Awareness Month, individuals and communities can help foster a supportive environment and contribute to the reduction of suicidal rates. Thank you so much for being here. Remember, every action counts and your support can make a difference. If you find this video very helpful, kindly give it a thumbs up, drop a comment, let me know what you think about it, and help me share this out. See you to the next one. Bye bye.